Hi people, it's Leona. Last year I went on my first solo vacation and I did something that I never did before. I made a travel itinerary. I put everything on this itinerary. I put my flight and lodging information. I put the tourist attractions I was going to see. I put the restaurants I was going to eat at. I even put how much things would cost. Everything was on this itinerary. And I made this itinerary for a couple of reasons. Number one being I wanted to make sure I made the most out of this vacation. I wanted to make sure I had something to do every single day I was away. Being my typical wanting to stay in bed kind of a person that I am, that was not going to happen because daggone it, I was in England. I was going to do something every day. And number two, I was traveling by myself. I wanted to make sure that my family had access to information of where I was going to be on what days. So I put this itinerary together with addresses to places and everything so they would know where I am in the event something happened to me. I don't want to get too morbid or anything, but as an adult, I find that I have to think about these things. If something happens to me, at least my family would know where I was on the day I was away. Ever since doing that first itinerary, I have not gone on a vacation since without making an itinerary, which leads me to the reason why I'm making this video. I now find having a travel itinerary extremely helpful, and if it's helpful to me, maybe it's going to be helpful to somebody else. So I decided to share how I put my itineraries together. For starters, the program that I use to make my itineraries is on Google Drive. Google Drive is a program that's available for Gmail users. So if you click on Google Drive, you see that there's options to make documents, and one of them is sheets. So basically it's just like using Microsoft Excel. I find using a spreadsheet document with rows and columns is so easy because you can keep every day separate, and you could just list multiple things in a column for each day. I title my itineraries with the location I'm going to and travel dates. Sometimes I also include the phone numbers of the people that I'm traveling with, but that's completely optional. I do it because, like I said, I share my itineraries with my family, and in the event my family members can't get a hold of me, they at least have the phone numbers of the other people that I'm traveling with. Then I label each column with the days I'll be away, to keep everything separate. Next thing I do is add my flight or train info, whatever mode of transportation I'm taking, going there and then coming back. I put my flight information, my seat information, confirmation number, most importantly the times. There has been a couple of times where I almost missed the flight because I thought the flight was a different time. So putting the time on the itinerary, I feel, is very important. In the next row, I list my lodging information. I include the address, the cross streets, confirmation numbers. If I'm using Airbnb or something like it, I include the host's information, their contact information, and their name. Since I almost always take public transportation, I also include the directions on how to get to where I'm staying from the airport or train station. Because I'm writing down directions, I take the opportunity to look up how much public transportation is in the area I'm going to. I add that cost there, and there you go. That lets me know how much public transportation is going to be. Then I just fill out the rest of the itinerary with all the information of the places I'm going to go, where I'm going to eat, what I'm going to do on each day, being sure to include transportation directions, costs, and hours of operation in some cases. There were a couple of instances where I had made plans to go somewhere, and then we go and the place is closed because I didn't bother to look up the hours of operations. And you know what? Why go through all that trouble when you can just look it up ahead of time and put it on your itinerary so you just don't make that mistake, you know? When my itinerary is complete, I export it as a PDF so I can then email it to myself and my family members. I email it to myself so I can save the PDF to my iBooks app on my phone. Saving my itinerary to the iBooks app allows me to have access to it whether or not I'm connected to Wi-Fi. So that's really helpful. And that's how I put my travel itineraries together. I understand this may be a bit much for some people to do, but honestly, this has now become the most comfortable way of me traveling because it ensures that I do my research beforehand. It helps me familiarize myself with the mode of transportation that I'm going to be on, you know, public transportation. And I can share where I'm going with my family. Like, I'm more comfortable traveling with a travel itinerary. For those of you who currently have trips planned, I'm kind of curious. Do you use an itinerary? If you do, let me know in the comment section. If you found this video helpful, let me know by giving this video a thumbs up. I definitely plan on sharing more of my travel secrets with all of you, so be sure to subscribe so you're notified the next time I post a video. And feel free to follow me on Instagram and Snapchat because I have a plethora of videos and pics of trips that I've taken throughout the years, so if you want to see that, it's there. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.